Let the silence settle. If there is someone nearby, this moment is not for them, it is for you. What comes now is not mere background content. It demands everything from you. You passed the test. You walked through the fire of waiting. You endured the silence when every part of you wanted to act. You remained standing when anyone else would have collapsed. The world saw you at your limit, and the enemy thought your exhaustion would be your end. They understood nothing. This morning, heaven recalculated the trajectory of your life. And I need to tell you exactly why the phase of surviving and struggling has just been concluded in the divine court. You didn't arrive here because of an algorithm. You arrived because you were marked to arrive. This is divine alignment. And what you survived was not meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you for this exact moment. For 12 long years, Jesus waited. 12 years between the profound wisdom of the temple and the quiet obscurity of Nazareth. 12 years of preparation, growth, and watchful silence for a moment he already knew was coming. You, the chosen one, understand this wait. You've felt the quiet years stretching out, the silence often mistaken for absence. You've carried the burden of potential unspoken, the weight of a calling that seems deferred. Your mind replays the same conversations at 3 in the morning, the unanswered prayers echoing in the dark. Your body tenses in situations it shouldn't, carrying a perpetual armor that never seems to come off. The resources you gain seem to slip through your fingers, leaving no lasting trace. There's a constant vigilance, a feeling that something is always just around the corner, a question that haunts you. Why them and not me? There is a profound sadness when a child or a loved one asks an innocent question and you have no answer, because you're still waiting. There is one thing I will place in your hands before this message concludes, something Solomon recorded for the chosen one who needs to navigate the subtle sabotage, the silent envy, and the paralyzing indecision that awaits. It fits in your pocket. It's not a book to study. It's an instrument to sustain the weight you carry. I will return to this. For now, just hold on. This silent burden, the constant pressure you feel, it's not just in your head. It's a spiritual reality. And regarding exactly that, the deep sense of finality and a warning you cannot ignore, I have already placed the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there. But stay, because the Hebrew name of what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. Have you ever felt that this subtle opposition in your life is not merely human, but spiritual? What if this pattern of repeated warnings and deferred outcomes is a sign that there is a battle against the very purpose God has placed upon your life? It was in seeking answers to this very question that I found this digital guide called the Solomon Code. This guide is not just a read, it is a key to spiritual understanding, a tool made for those who wish to see beyond appearances, to stop treating the internal struggle as a simple discomfort, and to understand why the enemy rises with such force against those who bear the mark of God. Many chosen ones here on the channel have already felt the call of the code, but have not yet made the decision to download the digital guide. Download it now. It is available in the first pinned comment. If you're among the first to download, come back here and type Amen. This will be your act of faith. And today, God can show you the reason why this profound spiritual battle has risen against your life. There are 5 specific signs that reveal this deeper struggle, and I know you will recognize them. The first is the involuntary vigil. This is when your mind, at 3 a.m., replays the same conversations, the same warnings, the same unheeded advice, keeping you from the rest you desperately need. What appears to be simple insomnia is, in fact, an unsanctified vigil, a spiritual watch you are compelled to keep. The second is the sacred detour. You've been diverted from your intended path, not by external force, but by an internal divine redirection, leading you through experiences that appear to be setbacks, but are actually critical preparations. What looks like a delay in your journey is actually a deepening of your spiritual foundation. The third is the silent altar of the family. You've chosen to endure hardship, to stay silent, or to bear the burden alone for the sake of peace or protection within your family, becoming an unseen sacrifice. What seems like self-sacrifice is, in fact, an altar you've built in silence. And concerning this very scene, the quiet weight of unheeded warnings that you bear within your loved ones, I have already placed the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there. But stay, because the Hebrew name of what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. The fourth sign is the inexplicable peace. Despite the chaos around you, the subtle attacks, the unheeded warnings, there is an underlying current of peace that defies logic, a deep knowing that you are covered and protected. What seems like cognitive dissonance is, in fact, the peace of God guarding your heart and mind. The fifth is the isolation of the chosen one. You find yourself isolated, not because you're unwanted, but because your calling sets you apart, and few can truly understand the path you're on. What appears to be loneliness is, in fact, the sanctity of those set apart for a unique purpose. Now let me share a concrete tool with you, something you can apply today. It's called the threefold prudence of the watchman, anchored in Proverbs 4:23. It's a protocol to guard your heart, your words, and your actions, especially when facing repeated warnings. First, guard your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. This means consciously choosing what narratives you allow to take root within you, especially concerning what you perceive as warnings. If a thought does not align with peace and purpose, you discard it. Second, let your eyes look directly ahead, and your gaze be fixed straight before you. This involves intentional discernment, not reacting to every perceived threat, but focusing on the path God has set. Don't be swayed by every wind of doctrine or every fear-mongering whisper. And third, ponder the path of your feet. Then all your ways will be sure. This is about deliberate action, informed by divine wisdom, not impulsive reaction. With these 3 steps, you move from passively receiving warnings to actively engaging with them from a position of spiritual authority. And if you are feeling right now that this is exactly what you need, before I even continue, place your thumb now on the link in the first pinned comment. Don't click yet, just place your thumb. Feel the weight of the decision before you make the decision. This guide is not a method for doing more. It is an instrument for sustaining more. It does not train you, it covers you. And the next ignored warning, the next subtle betrayal, will arrive sooner than it seems. And it comes with 2 seals for your home, not for your performance. The first seal is the ritual of the just one's slumber. It's an audio. You do not read it, you lie down. And what you once called insomnia, today you will call an unsealed vigil. And you will learn to seal the night with the right name, in the right order, in the right voice. The second seal is the awakening of clarity, the 7 morning decrees, 7 short phrases, 1 for each morning of the week, so that you no longer wake up without identity, so that you pass through the first hour of the day with the posture of one who has been sent, and not with the posture of one who has been run over. You have a 7-day unconditional guarantee to use and feel it. 7 full days. If in 7 days the instrument has not touched what needs to be touched in you, if clarity has not arrived, you send an email and receive your money back. No questions asked, no justification needed. And the 2 seals, the ritual and the decrees, remain with you even if you return it. They are yours, unconditionally. But I need to be direct with you. The real risk is not spending less than 2 coffees. The real risk is the next vital warning arriving and you still being empty-handed. This is the risk that has a face, and it is about this face that I need to speak to you now. And perhaps you are asking yourself now some questions that deserve answers before we proceed. What if this is just my anxiety and not a spiritual attack? My dear chosen one, anxiety is often the physical manifestation of an underlying spiritual battle. This guide will help you discern the difference and arm yourself. I've tried so many other things. Why would this be different? This is not another self-help book. It's a spiritual protocol, anchored in ancient wisdom, designed for a deeper form of warfare. Will I not be strong enough? Strength is not derived from your own reserves, but from the instruments God provides. This guide amplifies His strength within you, and still, if you only want the guide, it is sufficient. But the complete house has the 3. A 38-year-old nurse working night shifts, struggling with perpetual exhaustion and the feeling of unseen battles, Started using the guide after months of sleepless nights. Within the first week, using the ritual of the just one slumber, she reported profound peace, saying, "I finally slept, not just rested, but truly slept, hearing God's instructions in my dreams." A 51-year-old small business owner, grappling with escalating conflicts at work, adopted the guide. He used the awakening of clarity, and his internal response was transformative. He messaged me. I stopped reacting to every provocation and started strategizing, winning battles through peace. A 27-year-old recent graduate, feeling lost and overwhelmed by expectations, found herself using the guide. After applying the protocols, her internal state shifted. She shared, "I used to dread the future. Now I feel a sense of divine alignment, ready for whatever comes." Perhaps in 3 hours you will be lying in bed again, with the weight of unseen warnings pressing on you, remembering that you watched this video and still did not reach out. Perhaps in the next critical meeting you will feel the same dread, the same uncertainty. Perhaps in the next unexpected phone call you will once again be caught unprepared. And the consequence continues to arrive with the same alarm clock, with the same coffee, with the same door opening in the next moment that demands your presence. The link is in the first pinned comment, pinned for you, not for everyone. For you, the one who needs to traverse this next moment with the instrument in hand. Click now. And when you do this, when you open this link, you are not buying a book. You are accepting an instrument that Solomon prepared for your daily life. And what you will understand next, when you hear the Hebrew word that comes now, will change the way you read everything that has happened until now. The Hebrew word that defines exactly what is happening to you is moed. Pronounce with me in a low voice wherever you are. Moed means appointed time. But it is not just that. It is a divine appointment, a sacred meeting that has been orchestrated for you. It describes a precise moment in God's kairos, a prepared convergence of circumstances and spiritual readiness that marks a turning point. It is not just a dictionary translation. It is a word that describes a state, a posture, a calling. And when you hear this word, something within you calms down, because it was already happening within you. You just didn't have a name for it. And concerning this word, it is written in Psalm 4, verse 8, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." This is not a promise of the future, it is a declaration of present state. Consider the story of Joseph. His appointed time, his moed, unfolded through betrayal into a pit, then false accusation into prison. He received instruments, the ability to interpret dreams, wisdom in administration. He operated these instruments daily, faithfully, in his ordinary circumstances, discerning the warnings of Pharaoh's dreams, managing the stores of Egypt, enduring the long wait. The turning point came when his mode arrived, when the famine brought his brothers before him, and he recognized the divine appointment in what seemed like injustice. And what Joseph had to improvise in the pit, in the prison, in the palace, you can do now with a guide in hand. The instrument that Solomon recorded is the same one waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Let me pause for a full minute and put everything you just heard into simple words, without poetry, without metaphor, just the facts. Fact 1. There is a spirit of subtle sabotage. Fact 2. It operates by sending unheeded warnings and creating paralysis through delayed actions. Fact 3. Joseph was a target of this same attack. Fact 4. Your hesitation, which you call prudence, is exactly what this spirit needs to convince you to give up at the next critical junction. There are 3 types of calling being tested right now by the spirit of sabotage. You are one of these 3 types. When I name yours, your spirit will leap in recognition. The first type is the watcher of the threshold. They are attacked by distraction, by a deluge of minor issues that prevent them from focusing on the true warnings. The enemy neutralizes them by scattering their attention across multiple, less significant battles. The second type is the keeper of the hidden seeds. They are attacked by self-doubt, by a feeling that their unique contributions are not valuable or will not be received. The enemy neutralizes them by whispering that their silent acts of service are meaningless. The third type is the Fain, architect of inner peace. They are attacked by external chaos and internal turmoil, making it impossible to find stillness or clarity. The enemy neutralizes them by creating an environment where constant alert is perceived as necessary until it becomes debilitating. And for your type, heaven had already sealed 3 names. The first name is the Unseen Gardener. This name signifies one whose growth and influence are often hidden, yet profound. Solomon's instrument teaches you to cultivate your inner garden, making it resilient to the subtle sabotages that try to uproot your peace. The second name is the Silent Sentinel. This implies one who stands guard, often unnoticed, protecting what is sacred. Solomon's instrument empowers you to maintain vigil with wisdom, discerning true threats from false alarms, becoming a strong protector. The third name is the Architect of Tranquility. This name belongs to those who build peace from within, creating a sanctuary amidst outer storms. Solomon's instrument helps you design and maintain this inner sanctuary, ensuring your tranquility cannot be easily disturbed. If one of these 3 names resonated more strongly with you, write the number down in the comments below, 1, 2, or 3. This is your first act of taking possession of your identity, and for each sealed name, the adversary has a specific tactic. For the Unseen Gardener, it is distraction, planting weeds of worry. Your weapon is focused attention. For the Silent Sentinel, it is doubt, whispering that your watch is in vain. Your weapon is unwavering discernment. For the Architect of Tranquility, it is chaos, an incessant noise that disrupts inner order. Your weapon is intentional stillness, and these 3 weapons alone are merely reminders. With the instrument, they become covering. To recognize the cycle without having the instrument that Solomon left is to receive the diagnosis without the treatment. And moreover, there are 4 portals, 4 additional keys, beyond these 3 that I cannot open here. Not for lack of time, but for density. Each requires its own page with the exact counter-weapon, and while I do not deliver these 4 here, the spirit of sabotage knows them all. The guide delivers. But before I release you, there is one last point. The last obstacle is not the enemy. It is a voice inside you that sounds dangerously reasonable. It is the fear of seeming ungrateful. It is the fear that by accepting an instrument, you are telling God that what He has already done was not enough. It is false piety. It is pride dressed as humility. God does not give you strength so that you refuse the weapons He Himself has forged for your battle. Accepting the instrument is not doubting His strength. It is honoring the general's strategy. Now I want you to close your eyes wherever you are, place your right hand over your chest, and repeat after me in a low voice, if you need to, but let it come from your mouth. Father, I surrender the weariness that has accumulated over these past months. I release the unspoken warnings, the hidden battles, the silent burden I have carried. I release myself from the fear of seeming ungrateful. This is the subtlest chain. My urgency is my gratitude, and I now receive the 3 names that were sealed upon me: the Unseen Gardener, the Silent Sentinel, the Architect of Tranquility. Not for display, but to remember, to traverse what comes with them on my lips, in my posture, in my heart. And before the voice that comes now, I need you to hear one thing. The intensity of what you have endured in recent months is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are exactly where you always knew you should be. If this resonates with you now, write below. I receive the turning point. And now the Father's voice. Listen, child, I saw you waiting, enduring the unheeded warnings, carrying the burden of what was meant for me. I never lost sight of you. I never closed the seat at my table that bears your name. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands, the chair is yours. My pride in your compassionate heart was never withheld from you. And there is a voice speaking within you now, a voice that says, this is not for me, this is for someone with greater faith. I need you to hear this from me now. You have permission. You have permission to receive what you did not earn. You have permission to occupy the chair at the table without having to justify it. You have permission to let die the version of you that needed to suffer to feel worthy. Solomon did not prepare this instrument for those who are already ready. He prepared it for those who are tired. And the tired one now is you. I now extend my hand toward your home and decree a covering of sealing over everything that belongs to you, over your table, that it may be a sanctuary of peace, free from the echoes of past warnings. I declare a covering over your children and your spouse, if you have them, that they may be guarded from subtle attacks and grow in spiritual discernment. And I decree a covering over your work, over your hands, that your labor may be fruitful and protected from sabotage. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. Before I release you, I want you to walk with me into a room you haven't yet seen with your physical eyes. Don't force it. Just let the image arrive. There is a long, dark wooden table. The light comes from above, from a place you cannot identify. People are seated there. Some you loved and have already departed. Others you have not yet met. The faces seem like family. And there is an empty chair near the head of the table. Your form is sculpted into it. The wood remembers you. Solomon is at the head, and he nods as if to say, "We were waiting for you." You are not creating this scene. You are remembering it. The chair has always been yours. Only you were missing. Do not say Amen yet. Sit with this for a moment. Feel the weight of what has just happened. Now you can say Amen. The Solomon Code is waiting for you in the first pinned comment below, with the ritual of slumber and the 7 morning decrees. For less than 2 coffees, because a silent sentinel without cover will fall prey to the next unheeded warning. And the adversary is counting on the next moment of vulnerability. It is not an expense, it is an instrument. And Solomon prepared it for you to traverse what comes with a firm hand, not with an empty hand. With a 7-day guarantee, the risk is ours, the hand is yours. Click now while the decree is still alive in your heart. Not tomorrow, not after your shower, because those who put it off forever. And the adversary already knows this. In the next 3 hours he will whisper inside you, not loudly, in sequence 5 short phrases. You don't need this right now, you can wait. You need that money for something else. This isn't really for you, it's for someone with more faith. You haven't done enough to deserve this help. If it's from God, it will happen eventually. You don't need to do anything. 5 waves. He tries from 5 angles. At some point you might yield. Today, now, before the next subtle attack, not later. Today, and Solomon will sustain you. And before you go, think of one specific person. Not many, just one. The person whose name just came to you when I said this. The person who has been in silence, faithful, unseen, attacked in the same way. Someone who has been coming home carrying a weight that is not theirs. Someone who needs the same sealing you have just received. Send this video to them. They are waiting for this word to arrive. Perhaps it is your hand that will deliver it. It is not your favor. It is service, and heaven sees. If you made it through this video to the end, comment below, Amen received, and send this video to that specific person who came to your mind. It is done. What was delivered here has been delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. You are deeply loved. You were never forgotten. The chair is yours, and so it is sealed. The next pivotal moment can wait another 10 seconds. May the wisdom from above